Hello and welcome to the Tarkis zone. Thank you for joining me. Today we're going to be playing the game Frozen Flame, and I'm just going to show you some things in the game, a few objects that I've created in the game, and some actual gameplay. I think that would be a fun thing to do today. Right now it's nighttime in the world. As you can see, the moon over there. If you watch that moon, you can see that it's moving. See it? So the moons are not like just in one spot. They actually in the game have created them to rotate with the actual daylight nighttime cycle, which is pretty neat. I know there's other objects in the sky, other moons I've seen. Oh, there's one up there. Not really sure if that one moves. Maybe that one's static, but definitely, as we can see, that moon is actually lowering down the horizon. That's kind of neat. So it looks like the sun's coming up. That's what's happening here. I wanted to show you a couple things today in the game. And here's the top of my castle base building home that I built. What I did here was I just put some tents up here and some bedding. On this server, we have the destruction of objects that will only go down to 30% of their value. So the actual environment won't destroy a building altogether. You can see here that the wooden walls that I have here haven't taken any damage. Well, let's fly down. I was extending the building here. I'm building another whole building over here, and you can see again no damage to the wood structure, timber structure. But if you go over to the what they call, I think, branches, or what do they call that, basic, if you go to the basic, these are the basic roofs. You can see they've taken damage. So you need to be aware that if I were to build a basic structure on this beginner island, it would not take any degradation or any damage from the environment. But once you build into this zone, the actual environment will start tearing that building down, a stick basic building, whereas it will leave the timber building pretty much intact. It doesn't take any damage. Same thing with Dragon Grove. When you move the Dragon Grove, if you build in timber here, the building will just start to degrade. And if your server settings or your base game settings are on 0%, meaning that the buildings can go down to 0% and be destroyed by the environment, if you were to build a basic structure here, it would pretty much within 15 minutes be destroyed. If you built a timber structure here, I think I looked at it, it was about 2 hours. It took it like 2 hours before it got down to the 30%. But if you build a stone structure here, it takes no damage at all. So you just need to be aware that depending on what zone area you're in, your structure will take damage from the environment based on what it's made of. So they've made it so that nothing takes damage here. No structures take damage here. Stick structures certainly take damage here. Stick structures totally take damage here. And then your timber structures, no damage at all. Timber structures, they will take damage. So that's the whole point of building in stone in Dragon Grove, is this way you won't see the environment tearing your building down. But if you're on a server that has the durability capped, or the loss of durability capped at 30%, then it's not an issue. You can just build whatever you want, wherever you want, and you don't have to repair it. If you're on a server that's got PvP elements, or they got the server put on the PvP, then certainly somebody can come up here and just one-shot these roofs and destroy them just by attacking the structure. And so if you've got PvP, so that means that you want to be a little smarter in what you build, because you don't want somebody just one-shotting your building, because they just wait for the world to bring it down to 30%, and then boom, they just one-shot it. In this world, we have building protection on, so that nothing gets harmed at all. Even you see the numbers rolling out here. that that structure took absolutely, that wall took absolutely no damage from what I just did. Say it's taken no damage. And I guess it'd be easy to see because we're getting overlapped over there. See, no damage. You can't do damage to it. I was getting some overlap with these bars here on these roofs, which have taken damage because they're made of the basic roofing and they're in a zone where the environment doesn't like you to build with that material. So this is the this is my castle home base. I built it on my own. I went out and farmed all the materials. This server has the basic settings. I did kick up the monsters' health and the monsters' damage, or the mobs. So in the world, our monsters are a bit higher. The entire weight system is on. It's basically stock default, what the game developers wanted us to play. I just had upped the monsters' hit points and attacks. See the dragons up there flying around? See him? See that dragon way up there? So they've got some neat effects in this game. Yeah, it looks like that moon is pretty much, because you can see it still in the daylight, I think it's pretty much static. It doesn't move. So let's just look at my building real quick. I made this, and the support system is on in this game, so I only could build what you see here. I mean, if I had shut the support system off needing support, I could go as high as I want. But again, I'm trying to keep the server as stocked as possible so that when we're playing, that when we experience something that we're experiencing that we shouldn't be experiencing, that I have a leg to stand on saying, look, we haven't really tweaked the server and we're experiencing these bugs, and then I can report them. But if I make all sorts of server changes and then we start experiencing bugs, I mean, it's hard for me to report that because the changes could be what's causing the bugs. This is the inside of my house. Again, I collected all of these, everything you see here. I was able to collect it all on my own without really any real effort. I mean, yes, I just hit 388 hours in this game, but I don't really play a lot. I mean, I play a few hours a day, but I don't, it's not like I'm playing World of Warcraft where, you know, I was playing for 12 hours a day. This game, you can play, you know, a few hours a day and you can build what you see here. I mean, obviously you'd build what you want to build. So I was able to make this room round, and you can see I made the stairway go round. See how I made the stairway kind of seem like it's round without it looking straight? Yeah, there we go, curved. I guess the word I'm looking for is curved. So then we go back up here. So I promised you some gameplay, so why don't I use one of my astral essence here, and I'm going to teleport you to this teleporter here, where I've also built some structures. I built all this also, everything you see here. I built it, put some repair and some carpentry benches here. And it goes up to the top of the island. But here is where I farm for flint. Ah, he's not here. Yeah, sometimes the boss here gets... my server resets twice a day. And sometimes when it resets, this guy doesn't spawn at all in the world. So this quest that's linked... Oh, actually, you can still... I think you can still open this... I've already done this quest, but I think you should be able to open it if he's not here or not. So I need to be able to fix this. I'll have to reboot. Sometimes it glitches and he doesn't appear here, but normally there's a stone elemental here that respawns every 4 minutes, and that's where I get my flint from. He drops like 6 to 8 flint every time you kill him, and you can kill him every 4 minutes. So I can't really show you any game footage there. Let's see, where else do we want to go? Let's go to Dragon Grove. I know there's a... let's go to this home here in Dragon's Grove. I know there's a monster outside here. There we go. We'll just look around here. This environment here, you get cold quick. There's storms that go through here. So if we look at this at his building, you'll see the stone hasn't taken any damage, and he's in Dragon Grove. And I believe if we go to the wood, yeah, the wood, you can see, well, if I can, there. See, the wood has taken damage. So the timber structures built in Dragon Grove take damage. And if you were on a server where 100% degrades, then you would have to repair this section or all the wooden sections before they destroyed themselves. But the stone is 100% intact. Oh, what's that? That's a wooden floor. See, he's got the wooden floors here. They've all taken damage, and that's the environment that has done it. All right, let's go back outside here to. Oh, geez, I always run into his spikes when I come out of his house. All right, where did that thing go? Where are you, kitty, 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 kitty? Whatever it is. I think it's, well, what the heck? Oh no, that's a ram. You know, they made the rams passive in this game. Now, I guess before they did that, they were kind of booting people off the edge of the world. I mean, I guess they would just stun lock you because every ram would attack you, go aggro on you. But I think they should add that back in if you kill more than 3 of them. I think it'd be nice if they had their own little faction Boolean where if I kill 3 of these guys, then every ram on the server, like they got some sort of sixth sense saying that this guy's a ram killer, and then every ram in the world that I come up to would be hostile to me. Because right now they're just a little bit too passive. They don't do anything. I mean, and even watch. I mean, he's got a ram buddy right there next to him. I mean, they should be aggroing me. I mean, that guy should have helped his friend. And there he goes, just wandering off. I guess more grass for me is what he's thinking. He's like, my buddy's dead, more grass for me, because I'm just going to put my head down and eat the grass. Well, no, you're not. Come on, dude, attack me. Do something. Make it fun. Yeah. All right. So... oh, they're fighting down here too. That's what I also like about the game is the different. Oh yeah, he'll stop attacking the ram. That's the other thing I noticed. See, he stopped attacking the ram to attack me. How is it that I ended up on that thing's aggro table, and I hadn't done nothing but just watch them fight each other? I mean, that doesn't. To me, that doesn't make sense. I think they would have continued fighting each other until one of them was dead. And then, like, oh, look at that guy standing there with the big sword. Let me go attack him. I mean, and that's the other thing is there's no morale. And you can get ancient bones here, so they're just laying around. There's no morale mechanism in the game. So if you're just slaughtering a whole bunch of things, things will just continue to attack you. There are some games where the mobs take a morale check. And I know those games can be a pain in the crapper because then you have to run them down to get your experience because they all run at once. And then you're mopping them up, running around. But it kind of makes it funny sometimes where you got 5 guys around you. You take out 2 of them and then 3 of them run away. They're like, oh, yeah, we're out of here. This is beyond, That's what I mean by a morale system. I've seen that in other games. And yes, they can be a pain in the keister, especially if it's a mob that can go mounted. I was playing a game where the mob would get on its horse and then run away from me on its horse. And the delay between because of the way the server was, there was a delay between I couldn't get on my horse because I had just had aggro. And they had given you like an 8-second delay after being attacked before you get on your horse. So those mobs would always get away from me because I couldn't get on my horse fast enough. So these creatures here need to be buffed up quite a bit. I mean, they're beautiful looking. Look, I mean, they did a pretty good job with the modeling. Let me see if I can pull this thing out of the bushes here. So I think they did good with the modeling. It's just that I don't think they did good with the AI. I mean, he's just hitting me with his paw. I mean, why isn't he trying to chew on my ass? Well, I mean, his mouth should be opening up and trying to swallow me. I mean, I think any critter that looks like this in the world, they would have more than 2 attacks. They would have a tail whip. You know, he'd turn around and whip you with the tail, or just bite into you, or do a special that, you know, I mean, that's the thing about it is, with the game is they don't have the monsters building up the special, you know, and I think they should. See, it's just sitting there. I mean, I think they should just have them build up like we do. Like when we attack, you can see my meter going up, and then I can do a special. I see I can do the special now because it's been built up. And the monsters should have that same mechanic, is what I'm thinking, is when they get their booster, or if they have the ability to do a booster, or just make them do something other than 2-paw attacks. I mean, that would be nice. All right, so we checked out this area here. I just want to check out a couple things. I don't want to make this video too long. We'll check out a couple other things here. Let's go here. We'll check out my other friend's house while we make our way to looking at what we want to look at. So I need to get way up there. See that island way up there? So the key is just go straight up. Push your W key, hold the W key up, and it'll look straight up. W key down, look straight up, and then you'll just make it. I mean, you get some real height. What's great is he's built his building in a zone that you can fly in, which is nice. This is his house here. The other day he was sitting in his chair up here on the balcony. I think he was AFK, obviously, and I was just feeding this fire. I was just putting logs in this fire while he sat in this chair. This is his spot. See, he's got his little spot where you can see that castle in the background. And Windmill Island, where I'm located, I'm facing this way. Yeah, so that would be in this direction here. Yeah, so that's that island way in the back there. That's where my base is. All right, let's go kill a couple more things in the world. Now, these green blobs here, I think they do poison now. And these do the hostile thing. When you're close to, you know, when you attack them when they're close together, they both, well obviously I'm going to be hitting both of them because they were too close together. So I think I guess it's not poison. I think it's just, oh, come on, hit me. Come on, hit me. No, it's not poison. I thought it was poison. You'd think, you know, you see green, you think poison. Oh, there it is. So yeah, it is poison. It is poison. They actually had to hit me. So these guys will give you some poison damage. But yeah, in a video game, when I see green, I think poison. I think, you know, I just think that's poison. Obviously, also healing comes to mind when I see green in a game too. So I mean, that's just playing video games as much as I've played. All right. So this he built on a good island. It's got quite a bit of resources on it. At least it's got the timber resources on it. I always like these little places. So if you're lazy in the game, oh, there's a chest in there. If you're lazy, you could just put a door on this hut on both ends, and there you go. You got yourself a building. You know, because you just have to put 2 doors in, and then you could just utilize this building for your base if that's what you wanted to do. You couldn't put a teleporter in there because you need to go above. I think you got to go 2 slides above. Look at this statue here. Oh, I can talk to this. This is something. I didn't know about. Oh, I've learned something new. So it's just fluff in the game. It looks like it was the thing was a golem, and the golem fell over. I guess I could put that together here, is that it was a golem, or this head was just sitting on a pedestal, and the pedestal has fallen over when the world broke up. But that's neat. That's some good fluff for the game. That's what I call fluff in a game. If you didn't know, if you see these vines, there's something in the vines that you can get, but you need to hit them with a fire staff and destroy the vines. And here, there's a chest inside here. That's something to know. Oh, there's some boars. I like fighting the boars from a distance with, whoop. Oh, okay, there is a spike. Sometimes you get that. You get that spike a lot of times when you're near someone's house. And I am near that house. And I don't know, moving forward, if that's going to be an issue when PvP comes out. Is if we're fighting near someone's house or base, if we're going to see crazy lag. Because I can see somebody trolling the server by making something huge and humongous and then overlapping assets, and just so that it's such a pain in the butt to attack them that it's not worth it. Because if you are able to build something of good size, and that good size building causes some lag around the building, and you just keep on stacking more assets on the building, at what point as a PvP attacker, you like, I'm not going to put up with this. I'll be here all day ping-ponging around. And so, that can be, sometimes you get lag, and I think maybe I need to do a server reset, because having that stone elemental not where it's supposed to be, there could be something going on with the process in the game where it's like, oh, I'm trying to spawn this and I can't. But you can see I'm getting a little lag, and the lag got worse as I got closer to this building. So it goes back to me saying that I hope that Tarkis will not be able to tweak the system in the future game by stacking a whole crap load of stone walls on top of each other, and then put my loot inside a little house around those walls, and then nobody can attack the building, because every time they get close to it, they end up way back there again, and they get close to it, they end up way back. This will ping pong back and forth, because Tarkis would create such a lag loop that you can't get to Tarkis's stuff, because Tarkis has used the system to lag you out. I mean, that is a feasible thing for someone to do if we start experiencing lag around buildings. All right. Well, I don't want to take up too much of your time today. I was just doing this video just to do something and to promote the game. I mean, the game is in early access. It's $29.99 on the about $30 US on the Steam store, and I've got about 388 hours into this game. So if you know me, I don't play garbage games, so I've put some time into this game. So it's not a garbage game. It's a good game. I find it relaxing, easy to play. I find it enjoyable. It's something to do while I'm in between other things. And as you can see, my experience on this server hasn't been too bad. Like I said, you get a little bit of lag near buildings. But as for the combat, when we were back there attacking, yes, I had a little bit of lag, but it wasn't like death, so much lag where that lag killed me. I mean, that's not what happened. So I'm not getting, and it's this is smooth. I mean, zipping around and playing away from people's structures, the game is pretty smooth. All right, well, that's it for me today. Thank you for joining me. This has been the Tarkis Zone.